Okay, you don't understand like how annoying this is. Okay, we're over here in the West, but like so many people would just come up to me and they're like, "I want to play the game better," and I'm like, "Okay, are you playing any 24-hour games?" And like, "No." How are you gonna get better if you don't think? You gotta like stop and like be able to think. This is a 24-hour game. We're this Hoodrick over here. Our partner's down in the south, and this is a nice opening. A lot of people just like complain and say like, "Oh, unplayable! I didn't get perfect resources. This city's trash." Like we didn't get two animals, we weren't able to upgrade this last turn, but it does allow us to go ahead and pick up forestry. And with some chops after picking up forestry, pick up this explorer, which is very nice. Meets the Yadak here. They're like taking the space between us, already on this ruin. But with the lighthouse and the stars from them, we go ahead pick up an upgrade on our capital, upgrade on this city as well. And suddenly, not too great spawn. It's actually feeling pretty fantastic. We're gonna go ahead and get the upgrade over here as well. We are, setting this trap, waiting for this warrior to walk in so we can kill them. But then we go ahead. Oh, there's a ruin over here. That changes things. This archer headed straight back. You go ahead, pick up the village down there. They get a veteran swordsman, which is a little far away, but eventually will come back. And also kind of sad because it pushes them closer to this village. But still better than something like stars. And then, oh, the cloak. So this is a format with restricted embassies. You cannot place an embassy on your partner's capital until turn 7. However, still like very busted, very strong in 2v2s. Our partner's going to go ahead, send us a peace treaty, which is how we meet them. And we have a ton of stars now. We pick up strategy, hoping for Diplo from the ruin. Instead, we only get stars. Obviously, still great. So go ahead, pick up diplomacy. We would have had stars enough to send the embassy even without that. We calculated it out. But now we just have another 10 stars to go ahead and spam some archers. Because, yeah, they got this cloak here. Our partner goes ahead with the turn 8 embassy, which means they were actually faster, double turn 7 embassies for them, setting that stuff up than we were. So our plan right now is 1, defend the cloak, and then 2, we're just going to go into the classic Hoodrick markets setup stuff. Like, the markets are just ridiculously strong, and we're already going into mathematics. We go ahead, send our warrior up here, trying to find where that cloak is, and it's pretty clear that, it came from here, right? It ran here. This warrior doesn't see it. It's not on this tile. It's on this tile right here. So go ahead, shoot, and pick up the kill like that. And we're going to move our defender off the village because now if this cloak wants to siege the city, infiltrate, they're going to have to pick up climbing. So a lot of unnecessary wasted stars when their cities aren't all that high level right now. But they go ahead and pick up that North Lighthouse, which gets them this giant over here. And then they use maybe the stars from here, but probably not because they had to get climbing. Maybe they had a climbing ruin. In any case, a lot of farms on this city and the Park Fortune, they double giant. So Yadak gianting before Hudrick. Whoops. But yeah, we've been doing the archer spam stuff, so we're not all too worried about this. We're gonna pick up, 3 kills on those daggers, as well as the kill on that warrior. And the only unit we have damaged is this one archer. We did lose 3 stars, but like they lost more by climbing. So I'd say all around we handled that initial interaction pretty well. And yeah, even without sawmills and the quote unquote terrible resources we had here, I mean we did have a ton of fish, yeah. We're able to get border growth without a sawmill, and now we have the sawmill set up for a market over on this city and a market over here. Use that Park of Fortune, pick up some more stars here, and then we get border growth without using a sawmill, so that we can go ahead pick up a sawmill that gets markets for both these 2 cities. Yadak is going to be moving in, and I thought they were done with the cloak spam nonsense, but oh, look at that. So we go ahead and bring our archers in, pick up some damage on that giant before we buy climbing ourselves and just block off all the tiles that a cloak here could possibly reach. Go ahead, pick up some damage on this rider as well. Yeah, our archer is not doing anything. And really good for us, they just move this straight into our vision. I'm sure the idea of the scout is that they want to meet us for stars, but yeah, it works both ways. Yadak's gonna get aggressive over here, moving both their giants in, picking up a nice swordsman kill. We've got an extra 11 stars now, so it's just going to be able to help us get into riding roads and then set up our markets. And since we already have climbing, we're just going to discover, destroy that cloak. Very solid for us. So we have a pretty simple task ahead of us. Like, these two giants here, yeah, I just do not want them to go double west and threaten this city. If they do, we have some things we can do about that. Like, we have the resources for, like, border growth and, sawmills, whatever, help us out there. But, yeah, we bait them over here. Like, this giant is not going towards us when there's, such an easy warrior to kill. Uh, yeah, the rider's gonna go ahead and pick up the siege here. So our warrior takes some damage, but we just go ahead and pick up the kill. And just like this, with some road connections and border growth, we are able to set up a really nice market spot for us, as well as getting another giant up here. So we shoot this giant so that it does not it's not threatening anything. It's harmless. Get another chop and just another giant over here. So we feel pretty secure, pretty well defended. They've got the knights, but we got border growth here. So they are able, in range, if, just one tile closer, to go ahead and pick up a nasty chain on us, but how would they do? Okay, yeah, they've got construction. They block off everything else, and they pick up this nasty chain that goes straight into our rafts. And yeah, we should feel scared about this, right? Like, this giant's coming straight towards us. So surely we don't just spend all of our stars on trade and then all the three markets. Then we chop a couple for this warrior because we're not scared of this giant at all. It can't do anything. It's completely powerless. This giant is stranded too, because it's not going after this city, so we can send these giants up here as well. We just finish out our market spots, and we've got a fantastic 56, 57, and then 58 stars per turn after this giant. We're going to put our own catapult in the water, just so that it's a little faster in getting up here, shooting down their giants. They have this attack here with, like, all these cloaks, all these daggers, these dudes coming out in the water, and they pick up this giant siege. We're gonna lose the city here. We're losing like all our stars. We only have 52 stars after the siege is there. And it's at this moment I'm gonna leave you on a little bit of a cliffhanger. Like, this looks pretty terrible, yeah? Uh, so now we're just gonna rewind right back to the start for part two of this game and the conclusion. What was our partner doing during all this? We saw a little bit of it in the background, maybe playing out, but they start off really solid resources all around, and they kind of do their own thing most of the time. I don't understand this northwest move, and from this point on, I got a little more neurotic with my partner, who is also my partner for the first game in this series, this 29 subscriber special. We're going to be shouting out some subscribers at the end, so stick around if you want that. He's just going to go ahead, pick up a nice explorer here, and we're going to see this rider and know from the score counting we've done, yeah, he's not kicking us off this ruin. He sent all his units off to explore that way. In probably best case scenario, we get a veteran swordsman over here, which is phenomenal. We also know from the shape of where the water is that since we don't have sailing yet, this explorer is just going to go ahead and meet me, which is going to be very useful for when he sends me peace for those stars, and we get the embassy set up like that. Right now, though, it's all about getting the stars up. So the riders are just going to run back. They're not even going to kill this warrior. Maybe they're worried about some ideas of us picking up roads and swordsmen going in straight next to their capital. And our swordsmen can go ahead and protect this warrior as we head towards not one, not two, but three different ruins. So embassy established on turn 8, and we're going to send the embassy back. And with the 3 stars we have remaining, lighthouse population, and this lumber hut for another giant here. Or I should say first giant here. Park Fortune stars to get the embassy over in the west. And then a crazy star ruin. So yeah, just by climbing, and we're gonna step on these ruins as well. The ruins are treating us well so far, so why should they stop? We've got the population for roads plus this last lumber hut here for a giant. But for now, it's just gonna be the one extra star while we're getting on the way to setting up the markets down here. We get an explorer rune to really help get some meeting stars from Yadak. We do see their borders, but nothing else. We get another veteran swordsman here before we get a catapult. The catapult is here because, yeah, this city is really vulnerable. We don't have anything set up on the water for us. So we're going to have to move this catapult and get another one on the next turn so it can actually survive this attack. So roads now. It was pretty expensive getting all this set up, but we're not too far behind. We get another giant, and we are just trying to send all of our giants into the water after we get our markets set up. They're going straight into the water with, no markets, playing for, trying to do something in the early game, which is why we have to, make these defensive plays like this. We get our other sawmill set up, and then boom, two level 6 markets. And yeah, it's a pretty simple task, just a couple roads to get another giant down here. They take out our first veteran swordsman, so goodbye you. And yeah, some cloaks start coming out, and they just start, picking up some damage on our units over here. But we have a crazy 39 stars per turn, and that's, just getting started. So get a road connection, giant push, as well as, nice sawmill here, so eventual level 3 market. Some splash damage and catapult to take out the one defender scout. Some roads. We already have climbing, pick up the kill on the rider. And this is how we're entering the water. They've got their own juggernauts, but yeah, the catapults are helping us out here. They do not want to go ahead and shoot this catapult because it doesn't really do much. We just heal off, entering with all of our other juggernauts. We have a ton of juggernauts, like crazy good resources. Like even a city like this, which doesn't seem all that great, we have the stars to just spam ports. So a couple more ports are going to help us out here. But before we get the ports down, just kidding. Don't even need the last port. Sawmill! And we look at that. 4 giants, 2 in the water already. And they're getting desperate. They go for this, warrior bomber. Some splash damage. They're trying to just do as much damage to all of our, naval units as possible. And there's the night chain from earlier that I just kind of ignored. It's going to help us out here because Imperius gets 11 stars from meeting Yadak now. Go ahead, pick up this, some splash damage, and then, yeah, the bomber's taken care of. The meeting stars are going to help us pick up aquatism, and suddenly, 5 juggernauts in the water. They're picking up some catapults, trying to get some going. But, the aquatism rammer's 5 juggernaut combo is deadly indeed. So we're getting very close to where we left. So I think it's appropriate that we turn off fog here. I'm gonna go ahead, get some vision, and send the giant straight in here. This was part of the reason we were able to do all this, because this giant is going to attract a lot of attention. Because it's not only the giant, it's a giant supported by the whole navy, so our defender isn't enough to do anything over here. So they're going to sacrifice basically all these units into this giant instead of sending them over towards me. So we take those. Now, pay attention. How do we get rid of this giant? It's a problem, but it's just one road and a killer monument to go ahead and Houdini. So this is why we were never worried about defending this city, only this one. And we did pretty appropriate stuff to take care of that. Get a nice bomber to clear out those daggers before some nice stuff here. And when I say nice stuff, I really mean knights stuff. Yeah, the chain of defenders, they thought it was safe. It was not, and the giant lands on the capital. Some splash damage as the last one so that we can land another giant siege before the last scout goes ahead and protects our catapult over here. And they're looking at this position, they're like, yeah, no, this is over. We're not doing with this. They have absolutely no inroads to the water. Our Imperius is just dominating them. We got a bomber pointed at their capital, a second city. So they need to use these 2 catapults to unsiege down there. But when they do that, just let's our knight go straight through. Then the next turn. We've got markets and they don't. I mean, the markets, like, they just work. Don't know what else to say about it. So, thank you to everyone who stuck with us for the whole week of 2v2s in the 29 subscriber special. I'm gonna go ahead and give some shout outs now. First off to Neromancer. I see the support. You've been there for a while. I like your profile picture too. Thank you so much. You deserve a shout out. And then also Monfatongson. Sorry if I butchered your name, man. But shout out for a lot of things. First off, 69th subscriber. Double nice because it's also a prime number. And if you think you don't know Monfatongson, you're wrong because this is the man continuing the legacy of Baron von Slapnuts. So absolute, G. Very glad to have him in the comments. You get a shout out, man. Thanks to basically everyone, especially the first 29 subscribers. But I would be remiss if I did not give shout outs to the greats ahead of me. Justine Linguini, goalie, thank you guys so much. There's so many other people who I'm not going to shout out, but you know who you are. So the warm feeling should be enough. Love all of you. Peace.